clash between, on the one side, economic growth or industrial society, and on the other side, degrowth or development without growth or sustainable development or net zero or however it calls itself these days. This conflict is not fundamentally an economic conflict. It goes deeper. It is a conflict about meaning. It is a conflict about how you view human beings. I would say it's an existential conflict, literally. I would even say it's a spiritual conflict, because it comes to the essence of how do we want to live? What type of beings are we? And on this debate, I am on the side of economic growth. I am on the side of industrial society, because I think that the industrial society is literally the biggest achievement of humanity till today, for a very simple reason. It's the first society in history that recognizes the important link between the human mind, freedom, and human flourishing. It cracks the code of how human beings can live a flourishing life. Let them free to use their mind and to create stuff, to solve problems. And this is why the industrial society is the society that has liberated the creative potential of billions of people. It's the society that has unleashed the human mind, and a free human mind is creating wonders. I could start throwing numbers to you. I don't want to bore you. I could tell you, for example, that every single day, the amount of people that could fill 2 Olympic stadiums of Berlin are escaping extreme poverty. But this is too abstract, right? It's not gonna do something to you. So let's try and think, how has the industrial society, how has economic growth affected your life in specific terms? So think, for example, how much time has economic growth liberated in your life? How much it has shrunk the area of drudgery, of the boring, monotonous, difficult things that you do. And now you have more time to pursue the beautiful things in life. Art, romantic love, sports, whatever. Whatever is important for you. That's why I said that economic growth is not just numbers and stuff. It's something literally spiritual. It has to do with you nourishing your spirit. Or think how economic growth means that every single achievement of the human mind throughout the centuries can reach your doorstep in an Amazon parcel. Or it can reach your pocket in your phone. Every single phone and symphony that has ever been written. For me, that's very important, and that's more than just stuff. Or think how an industrial society has taken science from the lab of the scientist, in which it hasn't got much effect in your life. It's a scientist over there, who cares what he's doing? But now, through technology, and through these horrible people, the entrepreneurs and the greedy capitalists, the achievements of science are reaching your life. It could be a medicine that will save your life. It could be something that will add time to your life, something that will make your life better. Or think at the end of the day how economic progress makes your mind and your work more valuable to more people. These individuals that we like to dunk on, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, in a way, they have allowed each one of you to become a world player. You have this hot take or this idea, you put it on a platform, billions of people might see it. That's something important. You can now, literally, your voice can be heard. So this is what the industrial society does for us. This is what economic growth is about. Now, what about the other side? What about the side of degrowth? First of all, let's figure it out. What does degrowth mean? It means we create less stuff. But more specifically, it means that someone sees something, uses his mind to solve a human problem, and someone tells him, stop. Degrowth actually means we put the human mind in chains. And 70 years ago, prophetically, Ayn Rand foresaw this trend that will come, and she gave it a very cool name. She said, this is a moratorium on brains. This is, again, putting the brain in shackles. And someone cannot say we'll have a little bit of degrowth or a little bit of limits to growth. Because this means we will limit a little bit someone's intellectual effort to do something, someone's intellectual effort to solve an actual problem. It's like one of you will say, I found a better way to make life better. I found a way to make someone's life more meaningful. And then someone comes and say, no, because we had too much growth we've had too much growth this year. So at the end of the day, degrowth is about let's have less of an impact on nature. For some people, this impact would ideally be zero. But human beings survive and live a good life by having impact on nature. And of course, quite often this creates challenges and we have to solve them, and climate change is a big challenge. But wanting to have no impact, this has another name, and the name it has is death. No impact on nature means that. How do I know? Because I see the billions of people who live in energy poverty, or the billions of people who lack what we have, and their everyday life is a struggle. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we should be having the big discussions in Europe. Our discussions these days, we should be talking about how can we eradicate disease, how can we make life expectancy 100 and, I don't know, 200, whatever. We should be asking where are our maglev trains. We should be asking where is our supersonic flights. Instead, what are our discussions? The other day I saw in the UK, how can we tax the vaping electronic cigarettes? Or how can we take the plastic straws away from people? Or how can we make sure that we completely get rid of, in this country, of the last form of reliable and plentiful energy? This is not an industrial society. This is the anti-industrial revolution.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, last word literally, this is not an economic battle. This is a battle of ideas. If our vision wins, the vision of the human mind being free, the sky is the limit. Thank you.
Wow.